What's up, YouTube? I was not gonna make a video today, but I seen some shit that kind of ticked me off, and I gotta speak about it. Now, let me start off by saying that I like some videos of this lady's work. I watched this channel, and I stopped driving for Lyft a long time ago because I saw the writing on the wall. You feel me? I actually started off driving with Lyft, and then I switched to Uber because something that I noticed with Lyft in my area at least, you need bonuses with Lyft to make money because they don't pay you shit, right? You're making $20-$25 an hour with no bonuses versus with Uber you can make 30, 35, 40, $50 an hour on Saturdays and Fridays with no bonuses. So I stopped driving for Lyft a long time ago. Now that may change when I get my Tesla here and, I qualify for the Lyft Black Rides. I may change my opinion. But as of right now, I stopped driving for Lyft a long time ago because they weren't paying enough. So when this channel says that Lyft doesn't pay as much, I don't disagree with her. However, I left two comments, and so she's talking about this driver here that only made $800 in 40 hours of working. Well, really 15 hours of working, which if we go to my calculator, because I basically did the math for the 42 and 800, right? Because that's how online time is how long you have the app on. But if we actually calculate how many hours like he actually worked, so we're gonna round, let's do 800 divided by 15 hours. Yeah, look at that. He technically made $53 an hour if you talk about the time he was actually driving. Now, I understand it. I get the agenda. You know what I'm saying? Each of these channels have an agenda. None of them really care about telling you the full truth. But if you just look at this unbiasedly, right? Okay, so he made $53 an hour for the actual time he was driving, and he made $20 an hour for the time that he was online. And I left the comments, he made $20 an hour, which is higher than the national average, and he's complaining, like, what's going on? But this is why the blind cannot lead the blind. This is why people that come on YouTube and make videos out of sheer emotion, who just want to completely ignore all logic, a lot of these guys are controlled opposition, either intentionally or intentionally. I think she might be unintentional controlled opposition. I think she's probably just another angry driver. But the thing about making money with rideshare, it is a skill game, okay? And I thought about starting up a channel called Uberin 101 where I basically explain the rideshare game. And if I do go through with that idea, something I'm going to cover is that there's a reason why these companies make it so that riders that understand the game make a lot of fucking money, and riders that don't understand the game don't make any money at all. Because you have to look at this logically. This gig economy shit is only profitable when it comes to supply versus demand. You need a certain number of drivers online in a given area to make sure that the rides are getting taken and that the drivers are making money. But you can't have more drivers than you have riders, or people will stop driving because they're not making any money. And then you're going to lose money as the company owner because you have no drivers to pick up the riders. And you got to make sure there's not too little drivers for riders. Otherwise, the riders aren't going to get their rides done, and they're going to stop using the app, and then you're going to lose money as a company because now you have no customers. So it's a tricky balance. And a way to do that is you make sure that not everybody is happy at the same time. Order among chaos, right? I'm going to go into detail in that video if I ever make it, but let's go ahead and play this shit so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
So it looks like this driver drove from November the 28th to December the 4th and only made $794.
Only. the fucking the average household income right now is in America is about $40,000 to $50,000, right? Household income meaning everybody in the house combines their income. At 20, so only $800 after 40 hours of driving, right? That's $20 an hour, right? You know, and it's like, okay, if you take two people in a single household that are both making $20 an hour, that's $80,000 a year, which is a good $20,000 to $30,000 more than the average household income. So she's basically complaining about this guy making more money than the average household income. And again, that's only if you go by him turning on the app for 42 hours. The amount of hours he actually worked was 15 hours. That's what the book time is. Like the actual hours that he was driving around doing rides is 15 hours. So if you look at it that way, he's making way more than the average household income. But you just can't give these people enough, man. I mean, we get paid for driving people a lot of money, and people still fucking complain. It's crazy.
And 95 cents. Plus, they were online over 40 hours, but only booked for 14 hours.
And
Well,
keep in mind, that's 40 hours over the course of an entire week. So if you look at him as online time in and him just having the app on, right? That's basically 40 hours in 1 week, which is what regular people work. Regular people work 40 hours a week, 8 hours for 5 days. Just saying, that's over the course of a week.
we'll just round it up to 15 and completed 88 rides. Now, this right here is ridiculous because you would be making more doing an actual job.
No, you wouldn't. Most regular jobs don't pay $20 an hour. Most regular jobs don't pay you $53 an hour for 15 hours of work, over the course of a few days. So, no, you're not going to find a regular job that's paying you $800 for 15 hours of driving or $800 for having your app on for an entire week. No regular job is paying that much. You got to be like a fucking executive to be making $50 an hour at a regular job. The blind can't lead the blind. I get it though. I understand the game. Channels like this exist because she's trying to drive more drivers away from the platform because you can't have too many drivers on the platform, otherwise it gets oversaturated and then the drivers make less money and then they don't pick up the passengers, then the company makes less money. I get it. I understand the game. Maybe she's not accidental controlled opposition. Maybe her channel was I get it though. I get it. I understand the game. I know what her purpose is.
Than to continue to be out here over 40 hours, which is not safe.
It's not safe to work 40 hours a week like a regular person.
And people will say, oh, how they make 1,340 hours, 15.
I made a video proving that. It ain't just a claim. Some of us actually proved that shit. No bonuses, no tips.
Even that is not enough compared to what drivers used to make. This is why
drivers used to make less because drivers would have to rent from a taxi. They would have to pay like $500 to rent from that taxi, and then only then could they keep the money. So even if the per mile pay was higher, they made less money because they weren't using their own cars for rideshare services. They had to pay that rental fee. So yeah, no, they were not making more back then. I can assure you of that.
I don't understand why drivers that are making all this money continue to insult people who are trying to do the same things that they're doing.
Because you're not trying to do the same thing, right? Here in Baltimore, all the bonuses gone. All the streaks gone. So I had to figure out a way to make the same amount of money without bonuses. People in Baltimore don't tip. So without bonuses, without tips, surges aren't consistent. I had to sit down and figure out how do I keep making $30 an hour plus without any bonuses, right? It's a skill game. I actually make I make $40 an hour on average right now, as I proved in my last video. So we're not dogging people that actually try to learn the game. It's just that most of y'all don't try to learn the game. Most of y'all bitch and complain. Y'all go on there's a section on Reddit called Uber drivers, and it's mostly just people bitching and complaining, right? You guys make up conspiracy theories that the company is out to screw you, when in reality, if you sat down and learned how the company does things, you can make more money than ever. So we're not dogging the drivers that actually try to learn the game and try to make more money and come up with solutions instead of complaining. We dog the drivers like you that just complain all day.
Still
I
not.
mean, she's complaining about making $20 an hour for 40 hours slash $50 an hour for 15 hours of driving. Like, and she says that regular jobs pay more than that? No, 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 no. Like, she's either controlled opposition, intentionally trying to make sure there's less drivers because that's her job, or she's just the blind leading the blind. I'll let you guys be the judge, but I think I'm going to call this video Why the Blind Can't Lead the Blind.
Making the money that these other drivers that are claiming to make, 1,540 hours or more, it's just not adding up. The math is not mathing. Even the guy says that he did $1,000 on Halloween weekend, and that was 2 months ago, and he knows what he's doing, and it's still not adding up. So
how does that not add up? Because I made $400 driving 10 hours on Friday and Saturday. I couldn't drive on Thursday that much because I had other shit I needed to do. So yeah, that's $800 in 2 days, and then I made another 300 Sunday. So yeah, 4, 8, $1,100. Yeah, I did the same shit. 1,100 on Halloween weekend, working 4 less hours than I normally would have worked because I usually like to do 12 hours on Friday and Saturday and get 500 each day. So yeah, if you know what you're doing, it is entirely possible. To the people that complain that their market doesn't allow for that, move to a better market or get a better job. There is no point in complaining about a job. If you don't like the job, you got to create a solution. Either find another job or start your own ship. I'm not a man of complaining, I'm a man of solution. And hopefully this lady sees this video and adapts to solutions and starts making money too. Like if you're an Uber driver in a market that doesn't allow you to make money, move to a better market. It's really that simple. Or get another job.
So this is for the people in the
Some of us are making very good money from this job, so I mean, I just don't like excuses.
back that
And if
feel
this job ever dries up, I'm just gonna get another one. I'm not loyal to any company or any boss or anybody. I'm loyal to what's most beneficial for me.
like they're better than the people that are putting in the same amount of work,
You're not though.
cherry
You're not
picking,
putting in the work.
doing the same things that you guys are suggesting, yet you're insulting them because they're not in your market where you're being hit with plenty of bonuses. That's why you're
We ain't got
making
no
over
bonuses here in
$2,000 in
Baltimore.
40 hours or more
Nope.
or less. People are not factoring in that without that bonus, you're not making nothing.
This is why the blind shouldn't lead the blind, because the money that I made this weekend, no bonuses and barely any tips. When you know what you're doing, when you're skilled at your job, you don't have to beg for bonuses. They're bonuses, right? Extra income, right? If you know what you're doing, you don't play around bonuses, you play around consistent income. The video I just made, the math was done with consistent income, not bonuses, not tips, none of that bullshit. It's like people forget that tipping is optional and that bonuses are optional too.
You're not making $33 an hour because, yeah, you can say you're making $33 an hour, but
We can prove it though.
you're not taking into account gas mileage, food, having to pay for gas to get.
Buy groceries and you can eat on $4 a day. Get an electric car and you can, drive that car for about $30 a week. Just excuses, right? Just people refusing to adapt to the game, to adapt to the world around them, and they want to complain. Oh, what about gas? Get an electric car. Oh, what about food? Stop going to restaurants and just eat at home. Simple.
Back home if you're traveling just to make the money you're looking for. You know, and what bothers me is how much people brag about, oh, they continue to make this amount of money, but little do you know, a lot of drivers and previous drivers used to make the money that you are bragging about.
And a lot of drivers that don't come on the internet bitching are still making the same amount of money. Because here's the thing, right? People that are happy and content, they're not going on YouTube bitching. They're not going on the forums bitching. It's kind of like the guys that actually get chicks, they're not going on the fucking YouTube making red pill videos because they're out in the real world getting results, so they have no reason to go on the internet and whine. It's the same shit with Ubering. The drivers that make a lot of money don't go on the fucking internet bitching about how little money they're making because they're learning the game and they're adapting. Same shit. It's all
Putting
the
in the
fucking
hours,
game.
putting in the work until their market became saturated with drivers.
Then why don't they just go to another market or get another job? The people that are most skilled in this game, they got 10 different apps downloaded. If Uber dries up, they go to Amazon Flex. If Amazon Flex dries up, they go to DoorDash. If DoorDash dries up, they go to Uber Eats. If Uber Eats dries up, they go to Lyft. They go to Grubhub. If it, like they got all the fucking apps downloaded, so when one stops making money, they go to another one. That's what I did, right? I started off with Uber Eats, then DoorDash, then I went to Lyft, then I went to Uber. So as each of those apps fell, I went to the next one and I adapted. And if Uber ever stops making me money, I'm going to go to another job too. You don't know any of these people loyalty. You got to be loyal to what's best for you. Solutions over complaining. Adapt to the game, master the game, ascend above the game.
Or until their market came with upfront pricing, which cut out the rate card, which was a slave card anyway. But how dare you insult somebody because they're not making the amount of money you're making and they're still putting in the amount of time that you're putting in? Do you?
Because two different people can put in the same time, but if all one person is doing is bitching and complaining and not learning how to efficiently use their time, they're not the same as a guy like me that learns how to efficiently use his time. Last night, I had to cherry pick like a motherfucker just to make $33 for an hour, and then I got to the point where I'm just like, okay, it's clearly not a good time to drive, let me go home, right? No complaining, you just gotta adapt. You know what I'm saying? And if that starts happening too consistently, you gotta either find another job or start using another app or start doing your own shit. You know what I'm saying? My brother just got, my brother and my mom, we're all talking about starting a little family business where, we take full advantage of the game. You know what I'm saying? We're all adapting. If you have a weak mentality in this family, you don't get far. So,
You not know that you can be humbled in a blink of an eye? Do you not know the more hours that you're out there doing these 10-hour drives, even 8 hours, it's not safe. You could be that one person that gets into an accident because you're out there all day trying to make money. That literally you're not even.
You gotta take risks to get the rewards. I made a video called You Have to Risk It All to Gain It All. Check it out.
Deducting the money that you basically have to pay to continue to drive, with gas and everything. So,
If gas is a problem, get an electric car. There's electric cars out there for $20,000. Quit bitching. Cheaper than gas cars, right? You know. So, I mean, quit bitching, just adapt. You know what I'm saying? If gas is a problem, get an electric car. I mean, there's an affordable electric car for everybody, regardless of what your budget is. You can get a cheap Chevrolet Volt for 20, 30,000, depending on your state. You know what I'm saying? If your income's low, if you've got extra money, you can get a Tesla. If you're in the medium range, there's other companies selling EVs right now for $40,000 to $50,000. So if gas is the problem, just switch over to electric. I mean, I'm a man of solutions, not bitching. Sorry.
so why do you feel like insulting somebody is going to make you better or make you feel superior when you?
It's not about making us feel superior. It's about telling the blind that they're wrong and they shouldn't be leading the blind. If you don't know what you're talking about, you shouldn't speak on topics that you are not adept at covering, right? a major problem with people today is that they're being lied to and told that everybody's opinions are valid and that everybody should have a voice and that everybody should be able to say what they want. The problem is, if you're wrong and you speak on a matter that you do not understand, you're further leading the blind to become more blind.
When you're no better than the next. And
Drivers that make money are better than drivers that don't make money. Like, this equality bullshit is bullshit. You know, people are not equal, okay? If somebody is more skilled than you at a craft, then yes, they are better than you.
that's the
Sorry to say.
problem. People think that they're better than other people, so they feel like
Yes,
that gives them
there
the
is a
right.
hierarchy. I mean, I mean, if everybody was equal, everybody would have the same fucking boyfriend and girlfriend, right? But there is a clear hierarchy in everything that we do. Certain men have more access to women than other men, and certain women have more access to quality guys than other women. You know what I'm saying? Different people can work the same job, and the person that's more skilled is going to get the promotions. He's going to get the more money. Like, he's going to have more opportunities, right? If you know the right people, that multiplies tenfold, right? This equality, I'm going to make a video called Equality is an Illusion.
Right to talk
Because
down on other people. And like I said, life has a way of humbling you and reminding you who you really are.
yes, the drivers that don't know what they're doing, they got humbled real quick, and now they're bitching about making $20 an hour, which is higher than the national average. I mean, you give people everything, and they're still not grateful.
And to sit up here and talk down on people that are speaking up, that are tired of not being paid what they're worth, tired of driving, looking for rides that are not coming.
Nobody is pointing a gun to your head and telling you drive or die. If you feel like you're not being paid what you're worth, leave. Get another job, start another gig, start your own shit. Nobody is forcing you to be a driver.
Into the app, you know, we all know that at the end of the day, eventually this money that you're bragging about, soon it's not going to be that nice like you claim. It don't matter what strategy you use.
That's why you save up for a rainy day and you have an exit plan. That way, if one job stops paying you well, you can move on to the next one.
They are doing whatever they can to try to make sure you don't make enough money to get
Then why is it that some drivers have been making more money than ever after all the updates?
by. And you want to be mad at people and call them complainers, yet you're complaining about them. So what does that make you a complainer as well?
There needs to be balance in the universe. When you have the blind leading the blind, somebody that has vision must come and shut down all of the blind who are trying to further lead the blind. That way, the blind can be enlightened, they can receive the light and see what's actually going on, and they can make the free will decision on if they want to ascend or descend.
So my thing is, if you don't have advice or
I got plenty of advice. That's why I'm gonna probably start a channel called Uber and 101 to help other people make money too, instead of complaining and bitching.
anything nice to say, or your own experience that you want to share, or suggestions, then don't come to my channel bashing nobody and insulting them and claiming that they're not working hard enough or they're
So
lazy,
sensitive.
because this is proof.
People are just so sensitive these days. They think that all their opinions should be valid even when it's incorrect, and they just can't handle being told that they're wrong. Oh, don't insult me, bro. So sensitive.
That people are going out here working over 40 hours and still not seeing $2,000.
Then you should get a better job.
Traveling to bigger cities to make the money that they want, but yet
So you have the opportunity to travel to several different cities in the country, and you can't find one city that's going to give you good work. Wow, that's crazy.
even bigger cities are oversaturated. That's why they continue to hire new people to give you the bare minimum, because they know that you're going to go out there and work for it, and they know that they can do.
Yeah, they know you're stupid and you're gonna go out and work for fucking what you perceive to be bad pay. If you think the pay is bad, stop working that job and get one that pays you more. But it's very hard to find a job that's gonna pay you more than $20, $50 an hour to just sit in your car and drive people.
Deactivate you off of the smallest allegations.
That's why you keep a lawyer retained and get ready to sue them in court if they wrongfully deactivate you. They are not going to fight you in court. Most of the time, they settle and reactivate you.
And replace you in a heartbeat. And that's another thing I'm saying. Humble yourself, because you don't know. You could be, bragging about making all this money, and then tomorrow you're deactivated.
Then you either get a lawyer and fight it out in court, or you get another job. You don't sit around and bitch and complain. You create a solution, then follow through with it.
Because the more people you meet, the more chances you are going to be around people that don't want you to be driving. That
Risk versus reward. To get the biggest reward, you got to take the biggest risks.
will say that you were driving recklessly, even if you're not. That will say you did something, even though you didn't do it. So when you're deactivated, then what?
You either sue them or get another job.
Or if you get in a car accident, because you're out here driving over 10 hours a day to make the money that you deserve to make. I mean, I just don't get why people are so quick to bash somebody that is speaking up.
I don't get why people use their time and energy to bitch and complain instead of finding a solution. Then they would resolve whatever it is they're complaining about.
When they're actually speaking up to help you.
How are you helping people by lying and saying that you need bonuses to make good money?
They want to make it better for you as well, sharing their experience. Because the more that we push these situations and how corrupt these rideshare companies are, the more coverage we can get to the news and find ways to.
And this is exactly what I mean. Here you got somebody that doesn't know how to get on the news trying to tell people how to get on the news. You cannot lead people to some place you've never been to. You get what I'm saying? That would be like somebody trying to give me acting advice when they've never landed a role before. So,
get Lyft's attention so that they.
this is coming from somebody who's had several family members on the news, for both positive and negative stuff. Not even just family members, friends. When I was running track, a bunch of my friends were on it. Like, but let's see, I surround myself with people that understand the game. She doesn't understand the game, so.
That they can do better, or if they don't want to do better, we can find ways to possibly come together and make a better app.
It's always comical when a bunch of sheep band together. They do some interesting stuff.
No. So be mindful of your insults, because you can humbly become that person you're insulting and be.
No, because I'll never take a job that I'm not satisfied with. The second I don't like a job, I stop working that job. I resigned from my previous line of work because I no longer like my previous line of work. I've resigned from 4 different jobs. So I got fired from one and I resigned from 4. So, you know, whenever I no longer enjoy doing something, I just leave it. It's really not that difficult. Solutions over complaining. You know, I'm not going to become somebody that's going to end up like you guys because I'm not going to work a job I don't like. I love my job. You know what I'm saying? I love both my jobs. I love my acting and I love my driving. So, and the second either of them becomes something that I no longer like, I just stop doing it. So, and find something better to move on to.
Be out here 40, 60 hours and booked for only 25 hours or less and not even make nothing compared to what you.
Nothing. The dude made $50 and the $50 he made $800 in the 15 hours he was driving, which is $50 an hour, and he's complaining. You can't make this shit up, bro.
claim you make every week. It's not right to be nasty because you're not going through what this person is going through. So
I've had situations in my life where I've fucking held at gunpoint, man. This little driving shit is nothing.
I will not allow anybody to bash on this channel.
Yeah, censoring the truth is what controlled opposition usually does.
So you can definitely get your point across providing suggestions.
Alright, at this point I've had enough. I can't listen to this dribble anymore. So yeah, solutions over complaining. Don't listen to the blind trying to lead the blind. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm gonna get some breakfast and I'm gonna start driving.